Hi everybody, greetings from Southern California. It's 5,000 million degrees here, so if you're enjoying lovely fall weather, well then nerds to you. Send some over here, would you? I'd like to actually start off today by saying, giving a shout out to Carrie of the Carlson clan, who got me really interested just by her example of working on doing my makeup again. I used to do it a lot, and then I really got away from it because I was feeling pretty wretched about myself, and watching her and how beautifully she does her makeup and her Instagram posts and on her channel has gotten me deciding to, start working on my own again. So thank you, Carrie of the Carlson clan, and thank you both, Carrie and Rachel, for always being such a pleasure to watch, and your sweet spirits come through, and I know that myself and many people on YouTube are grateful for you. So I had my 10th bariatric class today out of 12, and that's with Kaiser Permanente, which is my health insurance provider. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the things that we discussed there. So I've got to put on my spectacular spectacles, and we'll get into it. We were talking about today's class was about what to eat after surgery, and she talked about how you're not supposed to eat and drink at the same time. And I always thought that was just an issue of there not being enough space in your stomach. But she told this story, or rather told us about this study, that there's another reason for it. She said that they gave bariatric patients some egg and some toast to eat, and some of them they just gave the egg and the toast, and some of them they gave egg and toast and milk. Now the ones they just gave the egg and the toast to, half an hour later the food was still in their stomach. The ones they gave the egg, the toast, and the milk to, half an hour later their stomach was completely empty. So the liquid, not only does it fill up your pouch, or your sleeve if you're a VSG patient, but it also drains the food faster. So I assume that means that you would get hungrier more quickly and not feel as satisfied as long. So I thought that was pretty cool. And she also talked to us about the outlet for the stomach, the opening between the stomach and the intestine, and told us about what size it is. It is, she said, the size of an eraser, a pencil eraser. And that's pretty wild. That's pretty darn scary, I have to say. And she likened it to a Tylenol caplet. She said it's 8 millimeters around. So in case anybody was wondering how big that little hole is, it's really teeny tiny, which is going to make it interesting after surgery to take my psych meds. I would just crush them up and chug it down, but I can't do that. So I guess maybe I'll have to talk to my gorgeous psychiatrist about that. But it may just be that I have to cut them up in little pieces and take them with my drink. So, all right, what else did we learn today? Oh, I learned that decaf coffee is A-okay, so that's good news. I saw some of you drinking coffee, and I know it's kind of against the rules, the official rules, but she said that decaf is cool, so that means that I can get a Starbucks every now and again, at least the coffee part, and sit with a friend and talk, and I won't feel like... I realize I could just get a water, but that's not hip. That's not happening. It's all about the coffee and the beatnik and the yeah. All right, let's see. Oh, she talked about how our taste buds changed, and I have a question for all of you, because I know many of you have mentioned how your taste buds have changed, and I'm very curious about how that'll work. But I was wondering if the change even can be as extreme. I got a hair under my glasses. Shout out to all my glasses people. You feel me? Anyway, if the change in taste can be as extreme as, say, I hate fish. If it ever lived any part of its life in water, I just can't stand it. It makes me gag. It's not like I kind of don't like it. It is an immediate gag response when I eat it. So I was wondering if the shift in taste buds could even be that dramatic, where it changes a non-fish eater, an avowed non-fish eater, to a fish eater. I'm very curious to see. I mean, I guess I'll start out with a little tuna or something and see if I can keep that down. I'm not doing it now. I'm gonna wait till after surgery. I guess this hair is just gonna stick out, is what it's gonna do. So I'll deal with it. So yeah, I think that's what I'll try. Do you see the lights go on and off? It must be a ghost. It's doing it again. Anyway, so anyway, I was curious if any of you out there have dramatic taste stories. There's a hair again. Do you have dramatic taste change stories that you would like to share? I would love to hear them. Because I feel like if I could change to actually liking fish, then that would be a huge boon, because to get protein in, it's like chicken, and then more chicken, and then some eggs, and then more chicken. And I feel like that would get boring after a while, and fish opens up a whole new realm of possibility. So I'm kind of hoping for that, but now I think it's disgusting. All right. Hey, we got everything on my list. Oh, and while I've got my booklet out, this is the week 10 booklet. I know a week or so ago, if not more, Shrinking Jassy, who is a wonderful channel that you all should follow, who had her surgery fairly recently, was asking about what the percentages should be for protein to carbohydrates, what percentages of her calories it should be. And today, actually, we got in the booklet the percentages that it's supposed to be. So Jazzy, if you're out there, and for anybody else that may need to know, according to Kaiser Permanente, which is my health insurance provider, they're a pretty big provider, here's how it breaks down. Protein should be 75% of your calories. Vegetables should be 10%. Fruits should be 10%. And starches should be 5%. So again, that's 75% of your daily calories should be from protein, 10% from veggies, 10% from fruits, and 5% from starch. And here is the little chart. And I actually think you can kind of see that. So if you have more questions, or anybody has more questions, I've got the whole spiel here, and foods to avoid and foods to eat, and this booklet is like 20 pages long, plus we got another handout outlining the actual eating plan after surgery. So it was a really informative day, and I was able to stay awake, which is fan-freaking-tastic, because last week I kept nodding off, and I felt bad for the teacher, because I would have been annoyed if I were her, but I just couldn't keep my eyes open. Okay, so now let's get into some deeper stuff. This is my little notebook. I had a dream last night, I think it was a fairly significant dream, of me after surgery looking in a mirror and not really recognizing my face. And it was so different. I mean, my eyes were really big. My nose even had changed to be a little more turned up. And my face was more round than, now it's sort of an ovally square kind of deal. And in the dream, my face was like a round, sort of a sweetheart shape. So like the shape of my face had changed, the proportion of my eyes and my mouth and my nose had changed. And the features were very, I don't want to exactly say delicate, but, sometimes I feel, and I know that some of you have felt this way too, like a big rotunda beast, like I'm, like Shrek, okay? And it was more like, like a human, like a small, like a regular sized human, instead of being in this fortress or in this tank of extra person, just being a human. And it was weird. It was good, and it was kind of frightening. And in the dream, I was just so shocked that it was so different, because I have never seen my face. as an adult, or even back to, I know the time I was 9, I have never known my face slim. I have always been overweight. I have always been overweight, except maybe when I was 5 years old. But I mean, going into the first grade, I can remember being overweight. So, and so I have never not known a big double chin and, all this extra around here. And I really carry a lot of weight in my face. So it was interesting, I know that people who've had the surgery have some issues with rediscovering themselves. And I think that'll be a big one for me. And then it got me into this whole thing about, will I be ready for the new face and attention it may attract, and am I ready to be a really different person with a really different lifestyle? And I'm not really going to go into too much depth, but I'm thinking about it. And I believe I am ready. I believe it just in the fact that I'm asking the questions means that I'm ready. Because if I weren't ready, I would be just, like, gung-ho, let's do the surgery. And obviously it's not going to affect me at all. But I'm not like that. I have some trepidation, and I think I'm going into it with open eyes, at least as open as they can possibly be without having had the experience. And I'm doing my best, guys. I'm doing my best, and it may not be perfect, but it's the best I can do. So, to end on a little bit of a happier note, one thing that I thought would be really lovely will be really lovely when I can lose some weight is I would really like to start running 5Ks. I've got a great friend who does them, and she does one, and she is a graphic designer, and she made these great shirts that say "Viva las Tortugas," which is Viva the turtles, for all of us out there who may be slow starters but are solid finishers. And I wanted the t-shirt, but I wasn't running 5Ks with her. And also it was like the t-shirts she was putting them on were like the shiny moisture wicking kind, and I couldn't find any in my size, and then I didn't want it to be like this itty bitty logo on this great big t-shirt. So yeah, I never got one, and that made me sad. But when I lose some weight and I can start running, I can walk now, but I don't really want to try to run or do a C2 5K because of the weight on my joints. That's not going to happen just yet. But when I start, I was thinking, it'll be so cool to be able to run those 5K or walk those 5Ks with her and get my own Viva las Tortugas shirt and be part of the gang, and then we could run 5Ks all the time, and then I could just be like a 5K kind of gal. And okay, it got a little silly. But the more down to earth is just being able to do one and get my hands on that damn t-shirt. So, all right, kids, I think that's it for the day. I hope you are all doing well. Oh, please leave in the comments. I don't know how to tag somebody in videos. And I really want Shrinking Jazzy to know that I put that information up. She may have gotten it from a million other places, but in case she hasn't, I want her to know that I put it out there, and if she has any other questions, she can contact me. So I would tag her like so many of you people who are really proficient at this stuff do, but I have no idea how to do it. I don't even think I'm tagging my own videos right with like WLS, and I don't even know how that goes for sure. So anyway, if you could leave that in the comment box, give me a little help, that would be great. All right, I'm out of here. I am going to sleep because I had a big old day, and you people sleep well, or have a great morning, or have a great afternoon, or whatever you do. Please I'm very entertaining. Subscribe for the same reason, and let me know if you have any questions. I always love to read your comments. See you later. Ciao. P.S. Liquid liner is the devil. You have been warned.